So today we're going to do another one of these 10 heroes who can beat certain character videos. We haven't done one in a couple weeks. I think a couple months, actually. I enjoy them. So today we're going to do 10 heroes who can take down Doctor Strange. 10 heroes who can beat the Sorcerer Supreme. So let's get started. Now, being the master of the mystic arts and the Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange is obviously one of the most powerful sorcerers in the world. He uses mystical energy invoked by spells or incantations that allow him to project mystical energy as bolts, slashes, binds, or shields. He can manipulate the forces of the universe, manipulate matter and various forms of energy, and transmute and control elements. Doctor Strange can also open or seal portals to other realms, teleport or travel through dimensions, and he's even demonstrated control over dimensions and reality. He can turn intangible and invisible, project himself into the astral plane, communicate with the dead, manipulate dreams, summon supernatural beings, and he's demonstrated vast mental capabilities like telepathy and telekinesis. Doctor Strange can also channel the virtually limitless power of mystical and non-mystical beings, which has given rise to the saying that Doctor Strange is just as powerful as the god that he invokes. For instance, he's been able to call upon the powers of Sidorak, Agamotto, and Hogarth before. Probably didn't pronounce this right. Y'all are gonna definitely let me know in the comments down below. Doesn't matter. So that's what Doctor Strange can do. That's who he is. But that's not the interesting part. Now we're gonna figure out who can take him down, who can beat him, starting with Dr. Fate. Now I know whenever I've thrown these two in combat before, I've always given the edge in the victory to Doctor Strange, and I stand by that. But in order to make it on this list, you just have to be able to take down Doctor Strange once, and Dr. Fate definitely has that level of power. I mean, there's a reason why this is a fan favorite matchup, and it's always been hotly debated. Now, just like Doctor Strange, Dr. Fate is also the Sorcerer Supreme of the DC universe, and has been granted godlike powers by Naboo, the Lord of Order. He has the ability to fire mystical bolts, cast illusions, control magnetism, travel through time, phase through objects, turn invisible, erase memories, and even manipulate reality. Fate is even considered to be invulnerable and cannot be physically harmed. Plus, he has an immense knowledge of the mystic arts just like Stephen Strange. So I'm not saying that Fate can beat Strange every time, but all those powers are definitely enough for him to claim a few victories. Ghost Rider. Now these two have fought before in the comics, and it's actually a really interesting showdown. Ghost Rider's Hellfire and Penance Stare are able to injure Strange, but that's really all he's got in his arsenal that can compare with the Sorcerer Supreme. On the other hand, Strange has a lot more versatility and an overall greater amount of magic, and so he usually gains the upper hand and claims the victory in their fights. So why is Ghost Rider on this list? Well, here's the thing. There are two parts to Ghost Rider, the stunt driver Johnny Blaze, and then the demon Zarathos. And when Blaze eventually gets knocked out, Zarathos comes out to play. And let me tell you, the demon is miles and miles more powerful than Johnny Blaze is. He's injured World War Hulk, fought all by himself against the Avengers and beat them, and he's also easily defeated Doctor Strange on multiple occasions. So when Zarathos and I believe it takes over, Strange is going to be in serious trouble and Ghost Rider will win. Silver Surfer. As the Herald of Galactus, Silver Surfer has been granted access to the Power Cosmic, and this gives him incredible power. I mean, it's not called the Power Cosmic for no reason. It's powerful. Surfer is exceptionally strong, fast, and durable, and can absorb energy, manipulate energy, create force fields, control gravity, launch energy beams powerful enough to destroy planets, or small enough that they can strike on the subatomic level, and control and rearrange matter. That's a lot of power at his disposal. However, Surfer has fought Strange before, and he was able to create magical shields to block those powerful energy beams. So why do I think Surfer could take Doctor Strange down? Well, it's because of his speed. Silver Surfer has shown that he's fast enough to avoid Doctor Strange's magical attacks before, and I believe that if Surfer decides to launch a blitz attack against the Sorcerer Supreme, he'll be able to land some powerful attacks and claim a victory or two. Thor. Now, the God of Thunder obviously outranks Strange physically, and his powers are magically based as well, but Doctor Strange would pretty easily defeat Thor if not for one important thing: Mjolnir. This hammer could swing the fight in the Asgardians' favor and grant him several victories. You see, Mjolnir has been used to deflect magical attacks before, and also grants him the ability to absorb and project energy, create force fields, turn intangible and invisible, manipulate matter, and control the weather. And yes, Doctor Strange has been able to mess with the hammer before, but it was never enough to overpower Thor's connection with it. And it also required time to craft that spell and several key magical artifacts to do it as well. So I don't really see Strange manipulating Mjolnir in this fight. Then we also should take into account their stamina. Thor might just be able to outlast Doctor Strange and wait for the right moment for Strange to slip up or lose concentration, and then Thor could seize it and end the fight. Phoenix. Now, this is one of the easier fights in my opinion. As just Jean Grey, Doctor Strange should be able to take her out fairly easily because he has greater versatility and more than enough power to stand up to her telepathy and telekinesis. But then we throw the Phoenix Force into the mix, and things begin to look a bit hairier for Strange. Phoenix can control all matter from the subatomic scale to the entire universe, can generate and absorb endless amounts of energy, create space-time warps, and easily travel through time, resurrect the dead, and absorb the life force from others to increase her own power. Then Jean's telepathy, telekinesis, and psionic attacks are amplified to godlike levels, and her telepathic powers are even visible in the real world. That alone will be difficult for Strange to handle, let alone having to contend with the matter, energy, and time manipulation as well. Scarlet Witch. Now, on average, Strange wins this fight. Straight up, he does. Wanda has more raw power and potential, but Strange has greater skill and control while still being very powerful, and that gives him the advantage in the win. But what if Scarlet Witch was at the height of her powers and the strongest she could be? Could she take down the Sorcerer Supreme then? Well, I'd venture to say yes. That's why she's on the list. During the House of M storyline, she completely rewrote reality and made mutants the dominant species, created a pocket dimension where she has children, and makes Hawkeye just simply stop existing. She hasn't displayed that level of power since, but if we're using the power that she displayed during that storyline, then she could definitely defeat Doctor Strange. John Constantine. Now this one will require Constantine to prep a few days beforehand, because without it he will lose pretty easily. But with prep, let me tell you, Constantine could do virtually anything. He's even arguably a better prepper than Batman, and that's saying something. With just a few days to prepare, he's defeated the First of the Fallen 3 times. The First of the Fallen was the first angel to rebel against God, so Satan. He tricked the Archangel Gabriel into serving him. He's beaten basically every high-level demon in Hell before, and he's even tricked the 3 most powerful Lords of Hell into curing his cancer and granting him immortality. So with prep, I'm pretty confident Constantine can beat Doctor Strange. Shazam. Similar to Thor, Shazam's powers are magically based, but he does have the mystical backing of the wizard behind him, so it'd probably be a bit difficult for Doctor Strange to sever that connection. Not saying he couldn't do it, I'm not saying that he could. Just saying that it would be difficult, and he would have to put a lot of effort and concentration into trying. So what secures Shazam a handful of victories are the same thing that gives Silver Surfer and Thor their victories: a greater level of speed and durability and stamina. Shazam could easily speed blitz Doctor Strange, and with his strength, probably end the fight there. Or he could simply use his incredible durability to withstand Strange's attacks, and then seize the right moment to strike and claim the victory. Not saying it'd be easy, and definitely not saying that Shazam would win all the time, just that he could claim a few victories. Franklin Richards. So Franklin Richards can win this fight simply because of the sheer magnitude and scale of his powers. I mean, this kid is an omniversal threat, and is considered to be one of the most powerful beings in the universe. He has vast reality-warping powers, complete control over the fundamental forces of the universe, can project himself onto the astral plane, can see into the future, has powerful telekinetic abilities, bring back the dead, create life doubles, and can create pocket dimensions and entire planets. He can also augment his strength, speed, and durability to infinite levels thanks to his ability to manipulate reality. So yeah, that level of power should definitely secure Frankie a few victories, regardless of how proficient Strange is at magic. And finally, we've got Dr. Manhattan. So if you had asked me earlier who would win this fight, I would have said Strange pretty easily. Because while Dr. Manhattan was impressive compared to the others in Watchmen, he was the only person with superpowers in that universe, so we didn't really have a standard or bar of comparison, and I thought he was kind of overrated. But then Dr. Manhattan had to go and literally create the DC New 52 universe, and possibly even the entire DC multiverse. That is a massive upgrade in power. A huge upgrade. And with that level of power, he should pretty easily be able to defeat the Sorcerer Supreme. So there we have it. Those are 10 characters who can take down Doctor Strange. What do y'all think? I would love to hear your comments, and I'm sure y'all gonna have lots of comments, so sound out down there. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe button for videos just like this one every single week.